This is It Was a Thing on TV.
Spoiler number one is Dr. Lee Franz.
It stinks.
What is going on? What is going on?
Episode 23, Submission 070, Joe Millionaire. Hi everybody, I'm Chico Alexander alongside Mike Klaus and Greg Diener as always, and this week we have the true story of a real fake.
Yes.
He's a phony!
A big fat phony. Yeah, this was probably the hit of 2003. Pretty much maybe one of the big shows in the 2000s, I have to say.
Well,
yeah,
it's so hyped. I mean,
how hyped was
factory
it?
On this.
Yeah, imagine if you will, somebody, Mike Darnell, watching an episode of The Bachelor on ABC and thinking to himself, you know, I could bring this to Fox, but I need a hook. I need something that will, put Fox all over this show. Then somebody, I'm guessing either Chris Cohen or Jean-Michel Michonneau, who are partners in Rocket Science Laboratories who produced this show, thought, hey, what if we take this good-looking guy who makes about 30,000, 40,000, whatever.
No, I thought it was like 16,000.
16,000.
Yeah, he was not making that much money.
No, he wasn't making that much money. So he was making like 16,000. And what if we take this guy, doesn't make much, he's a real salt of the earth guy, nice looking, really good with people, and tell all of these gold digging bimbos that he is worth millions. The kids will eat it up. Mike Darnell approves the show, and casting begins. And who do they find? Evan Marriott. Full name Evan Wallace Marriott. This is important. And all these ladies, I forgot how many, but all of these ladies are whisked away to a palatial chateau in France where they meet not Evan Marriott, Evan Wallace. He has inherited millions of dollars and he is searching for a potential bride. All of these women are taken on exquisite dates, but in the back of their minds, they're being, well, not so much in the back of their mind, in the front of their minds, and all over the place, being thrown reminders of just how incredibly rich he is.
Well, to answer your question, Chico, Truth by Consensus Wikipedia says that there were 20 contestants, and this show lasted, well, Wikipedia says 1 season, 6 episodes, but in actuality it was 2 seasons and 18 episodes, 8 episodes in season 1 and 10 episodes in season 2. So take it with a grain of salt, everybody. But Joe Millionaire, so he was a construction worker, but not even that. It was found out, I think it was sometime during the show, I think it was a smoking gun discovery, that Evan Marriott was at one time an underwear model.
Yes, an underwear model for California Muscle.
It was a thong on TV for sure.
Jeez.
Hey, it's a continuation of a joke from last week. Yay!
Banana hammock. Anyway.
Oh, jeez!
Oh.
Now that image is in your head, let's go into...
I'm so happy.
Make the
I'm
final
so
pass.
happy that image is in my head. Yeah, thank you very much, Chico.
Okay, so Joe Millionaire, all of these women they're just lambasted with reminders of just how well off this guy's supposed to be. People, whereas in The Bachelor, those who were chosen to stay got roses, and Joe Millionaire, everybody who stayed got jewelry. And the longer you stayed, the more exquisite the jewelry got.
See, that almost sounds like a match. That almost sounds like a match game question. On The Bachelor, we got roses, but Joe Millionaire is so rich. How rich is he? We all got blanks. We all got Rolls Royces. Oh. I'm sorry, that's just the first thing that came to my mind when you said that. How rich is he?
We all got emeralds, rubies, stocks in U.S. steel.
And the losers got rhinestones and zirconium.
Yeah.
I could see them just like going to the corner pawn shop. How much can I get for these stones?
Interesting, you admit. Wait, you're getting ahead of ourselves.
Oh,
here,
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah. So here we are, and I guess we don't have much in the way of descriptions for each of the episodes, but yeah, it began with Evan's butler, Paul Hogan, who, by the way, is not that guy, but another guy.
No, not Crocodile Dundee. It's another Australian named Paul Hogan.
Yeah. It's another Australian named Paul Hogan, who is, by the way, an actual factual butler, who, by the way, loves cognac.
And I gotta say, this is the reason why I watched Joe Millionaire, is because of Paul Hogan, the glue that brought this show together.
Well, it certainly wasn't Alex McLeod, because she was, well...
Oh, yeah.
Who
She
that
was
girl?
just there. Who's that girl? Yeah, if my dad was watching this show, she'd say, "Oh, this woman, she's like a C-list." That Paul Hogan. My dad might say, "Oh, that Paul Hogan."
No, wait. She was the original host of Trading Spaces. She would be a TLC list.
Oh,
No.
Thanks for stepping over my joke.
Sorry.
But yeah, my dad would probably say, "Oh yeah, that Paul Hogan. He's so great." It's like Alex McLeod. What's she doing? She should get out of there. She provides nothing.
Which really, she did do nothing, because it says again on Truth by Consensus Wikipedia, she appeared on the season, not per episode, on the season for about a total of 5 minutes.
Hey, still longer than Kelly Marie Tran's screen time in The Rise of Skywalker. Oh!
Boo!
Someone will have to explain that to me later, but okay.
Go to your room and think about what you've done, Greg Diener. Anyway, yeah. Alex McLeod didn't really do much. Paul Hogan was basically carrying the franchise when Evan Marriott wasn't carrying the franchise. And let's be completely honest. Evan Marriott was he was good peeps.
Yes.
He was easy on the eyes for the ladies, for the guys like you and me who believe that they have a chance at anything. He showed that, you could be humble and you could be yourself, and people will resonate with that.
Yeah, and by no means was he brash, not at all. I mean, he played the classy millionaire to the hilt.
He was classy.
Yeah, he was like the Monty Brewster of the 2000s.
Yeah, but let's not let the facts get in the way of good editing. Case in points, the runner-up Sarah Kozer and Evan on their private date where they go into the forest and nothing happened.
What?
Supposedly,
they go into the forest.
wink, wink.
Nothing happens, supposedly. Wink, wink. Not say no more. But because this is a show on Fox, something had to happen. So the folks in editing made something happen.
Damn, those are some good CGI effects.
Oh my god. This was probably like early 2000s, like CGI. It wasn't quite the Marvel Studios CGI where they have like freaking Robert Downey Jr. looking like he just came off the set of Weird Science.
Okay, well, let's go back to Truth by Consensus Wikipedia here. In the VH1 program, Reality TV Secrets Revealed, she alleges that her statement, "Let's go somewhere quiet," was in fact spoken while she was receiving a back massage from another female contestant, and that the producers dubbed it in during post-editing and added suggestive sound effects and subtitles. The show's editors corroborated this story later in an interview for Radar magazine.
Wait, you mean that stuff on reality TV isn't necessarily 100% real?
Like, here's the thing,
Chico,
What?
I'm using your line. I'm shocked. This is my shocked face.
Now I don't know what to believe anymore, guys.
I don't believe in nothing no more.
No, I can't believe television would lie to me, guys. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with myself now. I'm just...
Hey, Greg, spoiler. Ken Jennings is a lie.
What?
You're handling it very well. It's just a figment of your imagination. It's all a figment of Tommy Westfall's imagination. Let's go back to episode 13.
Oh, yeah. So
the Jeopardy goat. Wait. So the Jeopardy goat tournament was all just Tommy Westfall screwing with us.
Exactly. Chad Allen had to do something.
Yeah.
Well, that explains why Brad less than every daily double.
Oh, spoiler if you haven't seen it. Sorry.
Oh. So how did this? So now that we know how it all played out, or in this particular case, didn't play out, how did it all end? Well, we're down to our final two, which is Sarah and Zora Andrich. He sits them both down in the parlor and says, "I am not a millionaire. I am not worth $7 billion. I am not worth $7 million. I am not worth $7,000. I'm a foreman for a construction company." And the genuine consensus seems to be, okay.
Right. Yeah, you didn't want to meet him for his money, right? You really cared about him.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Sure.
I'll never forget. Back in the day, we're going back to the ancient times, folks. The days of AOL Instant Messenger. Me and Mike were watching this as the finale happened, and we laughing our asses off when it was revealed, when he revealed to Zora and Sarah that he was not a millionaire, and we were just crying, laughing with those AOL Instant Messenger emoticons.
Those were good old days.
Those were the good old days.
I miss those.
Yeah. Now that we're done talking about AOL,
we're not done.
Messenger.
No, we're not done. We're not done.
I know. I didn't say we were done.
No, we're not done we're done with Joe Millionaire proper, but there's two footnotes we need to add.
Let's talk about footnotes. It's like, okay.
Wait, hold up. I know what footnote you're gonna add. I
think you may know both of them.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about the footnotes. Go ahead.
So Evan Marriott didn't necessarily leave the limelight after Joe Millionaire was done. A year later, in 2004, he actually hosted a show on GSN, Game Show Network, called Fake a Date. Hey guys, it's got to go on the list, right?
I'm putting it on the list right now.
All right. Again, more show prep within the show. Don't mind us. Yeah. Fake a Date. I remember seeing that like once or twice. That was abysmal.
I'm so glad I didn't have GS this time.
Mm-hmm.
But also, and I think this is where Greg thought I was going to go. What was I going to say, Greg?
Were we going to talk about him being in Donruss Americana?
You're darn right I was going to talk about him being in Donruss
Oh,
Americana.
yeah! Yeah!
So now, a clear 4 years after Joe Millionaire finished, Donruss, which is now Panini America, released a set of entertainment cards, trading cards, called Americana. And Greg knows this. This is like one of my favorite sets of all time. And one of the people in the 100 card base set is Evan Marriott. And I showed this to Greg and Chico a couple of months ago, I think when this show first came up. Back in the day, back in 2007, I pulled an Evan Marriott used shirt swatch or some sort of used clothing swatch card, and I still have it.
You still have the Evan Marriott used swatch card.
I showed you a photograph of it a couple months ago. Yeah, I still have it. And he did autograph versions. And it has some rarity. I don't know the exact number. I don't have the card with me. It's in one of my card boxes behind me. But I think it was no more than maybe about 250 made. So if you're dying to get a piece of Evan Marriott, oh, I just thought of something, guys. It's a used swatch card. What if, for heaven's sakes, what if it's a swatch of some of that California muscle underwear?
Well,
hold up, guys. Hold up. Because you're not even going to believe this. But I don't think you guys know this. But 2 months ago, and I'm trying to find, hold up, I'm trying to find it. I bought it for one of the 100 of the Evan Marriott jersey swatch whatever autograph things on eBay. I think I told you, Mike.
Oh boy.
Hope you didn't pay too much for it.
No, I probably paid like $5.
Well, now you can sell yours for 15, Mike.
Oh, jeez, that's so
Just
crazy.
sell this from California Muscle.
You think I'm selling this? No, baby, this is the retirement plan.
You damn right.
So you're probably wondering, what happened to the lady that Evan picked? Well, it turns out that Zora is living a nice, quiet life in Jersey with her kids and her boyfriend.
Oh, that's true. Wait a minute, her kids and her boyfriend?
Her kids and her boyfriend. And she does a little. She's a teacher. She's still a yoga teacher, and she also acts in television commercials. In fact, this from the Trentonian. If you have insomnia, you've probably seen me.
Well, if you really want to get an Evan Marriott autographed swatch card, there is one on eBay right now with a buy it now of $10.
Oh man,
That'll
go nice. That'll go nice with the Manimal Annual 1984.
Oh, jeez, the Manual Annual. It's numbered out of 250. It's number 189 out of 250. But if you don't want the swatch, well, you know what? You could just get one of his regular autograph cards numbered out of 1,200.
Oh man, you can imagine if you got all 1,200 Evan Marriott autograph cards from Donruss Americana.
Why would anybody do that? There's got to be a reason.
I would do that because I'm insane.
He said it, not us.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a general recommendation. If you can find the 2007 Americana, holy crap, that stuff is so fun to open. And just like every box I got was like crapping great cards. And a lot of the people that were in that series who signed autographs or just had swatches in there aren't with us anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, like Bernie Mac was in there, Ed McMahon, Jonathan Winters, Burt Reynolds. So, yeah, people that have died in the last essentially 13 years. And I just love it. I'm obviously a celebrity fan. It's not everybody's cup of tea, especially in the sports card market. But the baseball card shop I go to, he knew after that first series. I bought him out of like all his cards. I mean, he had like 3 or 4 boxes, and I bought them all out because I loved it that much. Every time a series got released, and there's been, I think, I want to say 3 or 4 more series since then. He'd always get a couple boxes, and I'd be there the first day, and I'm like, okay, Adam, you know what I want. Give me 2 boxes of the Americana, and it's just great fun to open.
It's always good to open something with regards to Americana. I've always fancied myself a student of Americana. I guess. Okay. Somebody stop me before I go into a trivia mode again.
And this has been another episode of Mike Klaus Shills Sports Cards.
So that was Joe Millionaire. A man falls in love with a woman. Man admits that he is not a millionaire. Man and women split $1 million, and that was pretty much all she wrote because she sold all her jewelry. Didn't think I'd come back to that, did you?
Oh, there's the pawn shop connection. Okay.
Yeah, she sold all the jewelry, gave the money to her parents. What? You know what? I really wanted these two to work. These two are awesome people. They're awesome. She sold all the jewelry and gave the money to her parents. He is about as humble as a reality contestant can possibly be. You really can't ask for better. Or can you?
What?
Because the legend of Joe Millionaire is not over, folks. Fox ordered a second season, found a second Joe, and amazingly found 14 English-speaking European women who had never heard of Joe Millionaire.
Which really is a good thing because once you do this, given how much promotion there was for Joe Millionaire leading up to its premiere, there's no way you could legitimately do this more than once. So or at least in the United States, you had to go outside the United States to find potential contestants.
And they did find potential contestants, but let's talk about the contestants were from the Czech Republic, Germany, the Netherlands, Italy, and Sweden. During casting, again, calling from Truth by Consensus Wikipedia, the women were told by Fox that the show that were going to appear on would involve a group of European women interacting with American men on an island somewhere. That didn't happen. Instead, it was moved to northern Italy, and the chateau was replaced by a nice little villa, something out of Vicky Cristina Barcelona, but in Italy instead of Spain. And then there needed to be a new Joe. Enter David Smith, a 24-year-old cowboy and ranch hand, and probably a part-time model. I mean, he could very well be, from Midland, Texas. The year before the show aired, he had earned only $11,000. But
whoa.
Well, maybe he did modeling on the side for Texas Muscle.
Maybe he did, but again, Paul Hogan, ever the gentleman, was there to help in any way, shape, or form he saw fit.
And God bless him.
God bless Paul Hogan. We all need a wingman. Am I right?
Yes.
I think it was more than the wingman, to be honest.
Paul Hogan did everything on this show.
Well, and what Paul Hogan didn't do was left up to a young, then unknown, budding TV host by the name of Samantha Harris.
Oh yes, Samantha Harris.
Yeah, she would go on to bigger and better things, but she cut her teeth here.
And she was a very big what's her face
improvement over
Alex McLeod.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you see how big Alex McLeod is. What's her face?
Yeah, more like who's her face. Anyway, so like the last season, they called all of the women to a to a funnel too, but not before they are reminded almost at every single term of how rich this guy was supposedly. And unlike Evan, David was said to have made his millions in the oil industry. A likely story.
Well, it's a good backstory because he's from Texas.
I was just about to say.
Just because like anyone from Texas who's rich, you probably see, oh yeah, oil.
We all saw Dallas. We know what you're talking about. We all saw Dallas.
I'm pretty sure Dallas was very big in Europe.
It was, I think. Yes.
It was.
Yeah. That's not a joke. It was very big in Europe. The Europeans, they love themselves their Larry Hagman.
Dallas. It was a thing on European television. So this show, it actually started on October 20th. But here's the thing. That was like the highest rated show of that season. It fell off quickly. And by quickly, I mean quickly. By episode 5, they were doubling up on episodes for each night. Yet episodes 5 and 6 on November 10th, episodes 7 and 8 on November 17th, and episodes 9 and 10 on November on November 24th. They were just, okay, let's burn this off and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, the burn off is never a good sign.
No.
Yeah, and again, Sandy Grushow, who was the head of entertainment for Fox at the time, had said, Joe Millionaire has gone from one of TV's most surprising successes to one of TV's most spectacular flameouts. Our instincts told us from the very beginning that Joe Millionaire was a one-time stunt, and I think we got greedy. We tried to sneak it by the American public a second time, and we got called on it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we all knew what the premise was. The only people who didn't know the premise were all the contestants in that version.
Yep. Well, it's like, what can we say? They found people who had never heard of Joe Millionaire. They thought they could get away with it twice and failed miserably. Here's an interesting thing about this season. One of the women, a Czech lady by the name of Linda Kostova, she took herself out. She literally took herself out. But she came back and ultimately went on to win the whole thing. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Linda was actually a Czech model, so there was that. She ended up winning the whole shooting match. And for her trouble, she was told the truth, and ultimately she ended up resenting David Smith for it. Which...
Oh.
So in other words, David Smith did not get his checkmate.
Go to your room, Michael!
Oh, yeah.
I'm leaving. Bye-bye.
Okay, so that left... So after he thought that everything was all nice and done and put away and whatever and what have you, he decided to take his ball and go back to Texas. But waiting for him at Texas, at a private ranch, was Linda and...
Huh?
Yep, yeah, Linda was waiting.
What?
And Paul was waiting as well. Hey, Mr. Paul!
What? Oh my goodness!
Yeah, the ranch he was staying at the time, just, to decompress from being being a big fat phony on television, Paul gave him the ranch.
Oh my goodness!
As for Linda, she had won $250,000.
Oh man!
And And again, you would think that they would last as a couple. Of course, they did not.
Oh.
Oh well, she took her money, and I guess she went back to Prague. But we do have this little snippet from an interview she did soon after. They asked her what happened between you and David after the show, and she says, "This is her talking now. Even afterwards, we didn't have any private dates because when we went out, the production people would be there sitting next to us, so it was very strange. We had one dinner together, and the next day I flew back to Prague. He flew back to LA, and after that I didn't see him for almost 3 months. They didn't let me go to the US, and they didn't let him come to Prague, so they kind of ruined the whole relationship. When I watched the show now, 1 year later, I think maybe we could have done more, but at that time it was very stressful. I thought we would have to stay together and all that. I think that's why it didn't work." And then they asked, so if David asked you to come live with him in LA now, would you? She says, "I don't know if I would live with him, but I would like to see him again. I'm actually going to the States next week, so I emailed him to see if we could meet. I'm much more relaxed this year, and I see him differently now." Unfortunately, that's about as much as we know of what happened to the fair Linda and our good friend David Smith. And that was Joe Millionaire.
Guys, I just know before we wrap up, we neglected to mention one small thing.
What's that?
Paul Hogan was on the Donny Osmond version of Pyramid.
Oh my God!
And he was on the Bergeron version of Hollywood Squares.
Like we said, if anything came from this, Paul Hogan was perhaps the hero America needed in 2003.
Yeah, especially, we were going to war in Iraq. I mean, we needed something to distract our minds from the depressing news every day, and Paul Hogan gave us that joy.
He's probably you know what? He made that series. Paul Hogan made that show, and we thank him for making that show. So again,
and we haven't heard from him since.
Oh, that's just sad.
I'm sure wherever he is in Australia or whatever, he's probably in Australia right now, probably helping the firefighters fight those fires right now.
Yeah. By the way, if we could just take a pause for that, there are several charities just looking to help all the people who have been displaced by the fires and all the animals that have been displaced. If you go to the Googles, I'm sure you're gonna find some. So, let it not be said that we didn't provide a public service on this show.
Yes.
So what can we say about Joe Millionaire? It was the feel-good hit of 2003. But after that, it was a thing on TV.
It was a thing on TV, but it wouldn't be the last time Fox tried this format, because in 2014, they would have future installment, I Want to Marry Harry.
Oh,
no.
Really?
No.
Yes.
No, I'm not saying
on
no for that reason. Oh, jeez. I Want to Marry Harry. Do we have to?
What can I say? Reality is a Harry Mary.
Hey! It's very timely given Harry's been in the news recently.
Well, that's true, but I think I'm going to have to call sick that week. Well, that was Joe Millionaire. So, as always, remember you can find everything about this podcast, our social media, email address. It's all at itwasathingontv.com. And the email is contact@itwasathingontv.com. If you have any sort of requests or questions or complaints or anything like that. Or if you want to buy my Evan Marriott 2007 Americana swatch card. Mint condition. I'm only asking $50 for it.
Well, guys, we had a lot of fun with this episode. Our next episode later this week, this is going to be the episode. I think we've been talking about this for months, and we're finally going to cover it.
And this one, it's going to be a little esoteric, to say the least. It's not something you'd expect to hear on this podcast necessarily, but it's something that we came up with really early in the process. So hopefully you'll get some enjoyment out of it.
Yes. So until next time, I'm Greg, that's Chico, and that was Mike. And we'll see you on our next episode. See you guys later.
Before we start taping the next episode, guys, I'm going to go to California Muscle. I need some new underwear.
Oh, for the love of God!
Oh, God. Why am I? Why?
No,
Ooh! Crotchless!
now that... Oh, no. Now that image is in my head. Thanks.
Don't want to imagine Evan Marriott and crotchless.
Stop.